Hello, COM 315 class. Welcome to week number 3 of the fall 2020 semester. I thought I would make a quick welcome video for this week and walk you through the 3 assignments that we have in the course weekly folder. So without further ado, let me screen share with you. There we go. So when we go to Blackboard, it often drops you down into the announcements page. And this is where all of the class-wide emails that I send out get archived. First thing to do, go to the weekly folders. And week 1 will go away. Week 2 will go away. And right now we are on week 3. And you'll see that there are 3 assignments. We have a peer feedback and self-reflection. We have a textbook discussion board. And then we have something called a mock interview assignment as well. And then I've got several resources for you. You've got the welcome video that you're watching right now, the textbook reading, and the Behind the Speech podcast episode. And then there's an assignment sheet for the mock interview. And all this stuff will be found in this folder when we click on it. I also want to point out to you, just in case you need a reminder, that all this information is also contained on the semester schedule. So you see how there's 3 assignments listed here. If you go to semester schedule, and take a look here, we've got everything that was listed there, listed here. Topics and readings, assignments, and speeches. So if we go down to week 3, which is the current week, we have the readings, podcast episodes, we've got the discussion boards, self-reflection, and peer feedback, and the mock interview. So it's all 100% of the stuff is listed here on a week-by-week basis. So if you like this format better, you might find that useful. Let's go ahead and go into the weekly folder. This is what we were just looking at. And then at the top of every weekly folder, I have a weekly overview, which repeats exactly what you just saw when you were looking at the outside of the folder. It says what's in it. And then when you go into the folder, at the top of it, it says everything that you'll find as you scroll down below. So let's first talk about the peer feedback and self-reflection. Whenever you click on this link, it will take you back to the discussion board from last week where you posted your speech videos. Your assignment is multi-pronged. Right now we're talking about peer feedback. So your peer feedback will be due by Wednesday. And then later on, your self-reflection will be due by Sunday. In this class, we will use peer feedback groups. So the idea here is that you give peer feedback to everyone who is in your group. There are 4 people per group. So we have everyone who's in the class should find themselves represented somewhere on this list. You're alphabetical by first name. And I've just listed the groups by letter, again, alphabetically. So the idea here is, say you are Jonah. Jonah will give his peer feedback to Caitlin, Kyle, and Michael. Say you are Caitlin, you will give your peer feedback to Jonah, Kyle, and Michael. So everyone gives peer feedback to 3 classmates. And that's what is articulated down here. In order to give your peer feedback, you just post it as a reply on the discussion board that we used last week to post your initial speech links. I'll demonstrate that in a second. What to write on your peer feedback? I want you to write only positive feedback. You can leave the constructive criticism part to me. That's my job. And so I gave you a couple of prompts if you need help thinking of what to write. You don't have to answer all of the prompts, just focus on whatever sticks out to you. Keep it professional and courteous. This class is a safe place to learn and grow. And the overall intent of peer feedback is just for the listeners to share perspectives on the strengths of the speech. So your 3 peer feedback posts are due Wednesday. So what you'll do is you'll go up here and you'll click on the peer feedback and self-reflection. This takes you to where everyone's speech videos are posted. And what you'll do is if let's say you're in Clayton's group, here he has posted his speech. So if you're in his group, you will watch his speech and then click reply and post your feedback to Clayton or Clay. And then you will click submit, and that's how you get your peer feedback in there. And then later on, Clay will log in and he'll see this initial post, and then he'll see your peer feedback 1, 2, and 3, and then that'll set us up for the next step, which is self-reflection. After all the peer feedback is done, you read the peer feedback that your group members gave you, and then you create one further reply post on that same discussion board thread by Sunday, kind of reflecting on your own performance, and also kind of reflecting on it in light of the feedback you have received from your peers. The most important part of the self-reflection is the goal. I want for you to set a goal for yourself as you push forward into the next speech assignment. That goal can be related to something you want to focus on, something you want to make sure that you continue to do, or maybe something you want to try differently as you go into the next speech. All right, so that's an overview of how peer feedback and self-reflection will work in this class. The next thing that we have to think about this week is the textbook discussion board. This is something you are used to already. As you scroll down, you'll find the week 3 textbook discussion. You'll find that it refers to the textbook reading, just like before. You have 2 prompts you can choose from. Here is a reminder of what the textbook reading is. Here's also how to get to my my podcast in order to listen to the episode. I put in like a special treat for you guys in this episode, so make sure to take a listen to it. And then you can click on textbook discussion. It says click above to go to the textbook discussion board, and then click on create thread. So just like you did last week. All right, now we're ready for the third and final thing, the mock interview assignment. Note, this is not due this week. See the assignment sheet for details. Let me unscreen share with you for a second. So this mock interview assignment is one of the most interesting and I think important assignments of the entire semester. As such, I'm giving you a long time to be thinking about the assignment and to complete it. It's going to be initially assigned this week on week 3, but it won't be due until November. We'll screen share in a second and look at the deadline. But since this is public speaking, advanced public speaking in professional settings, the professional setting that comes to everyone's mind right away, of course, is the job. And one of the important speaking skills that we need in order to get a job is an interview. We need interview experience. And so this has long been one of the most popular assignments, one of the most valuable assignments that students look back on and say at the end of the semester. So I'm excited to do it again. This semester, due to coronavirus, all of the mock interviews will be conducted remotely, either through Zoom or whatever software the Career Center uses, or through the telephone. Basically, the idea here is you contact the Missouri State Career Center, schedule an interview with them, and then they will conduct an interview just like it's a real interview. They will record the interview, and then afterwards, they'll go back and they'll give you feedback on how you did. And so it's really valuable interviewing experience. Let's take a look at the assignment sheet. All right. So it says, read the assignment sheet for the mock interview assignment and explore the new mock interview assignment tab on Blackboard. So when we're talking about tabs, we're over here. And you'll see that now we have a mock interview assignment. Boom. So I've got the assignment sheet for you here. I want you to click on that and read through it. And then I've got an overview, a summary of the assignment here, 3 steps. And then more details on those 3 steps here. Basically, step 1 is to contact the Career Center and set up your interview. You can call or email to kind of get the ball rolling. And I've set a deadline of October 4th. You should at least have contacted the Career Center and got your mock interview scheduled by this date. But you can schedule it for any time between now and November 1st. So you might already have your interview done before you ever even get to October 4th, and that's okay. But step 1, schedule the interview, get it on your calendar, and then when the day that you scheduled it for arrives, do the interview. And again, the interview must be completed by November 1st. So you have lots of time to get this done. Today is, we're looking at the very end of August, and this is due the beginning of November. So you have 2 months, September and October, to conduct this interview at your convenience. And then once you get the interview done, the 3rd and final step is to write a reflection over the interview experience. And that will be turned in on Blackboard here. All right, so step 1, you click here to just let me know when, what date you have scheduled your mock interview for. This takes you to a simple discussion board, which is a tool that we use a lot. It just says create a post here, letting me know when your assignment or when your mock interview is scheduled for. You can schedule it between those 2 months. Going back to mock interview assignment. Once you get it scheduled, it says conduct the interview. And then step 3, reflection paper. You'll click there to upload your reflection paper wherever you have it saved on your computer. Again, this is not due until November 8th, which is like a lifetime away in fall 2020 time. The Career Center has a lot of resources for you for interviewing, how to dress for an interview, a list of common interview questions, other resources about the nature of interviews, and just a whole bunch of good stuff. And again, right here, I'm on the Career Center website. Anyway, so what I'd like you to do is log on and click on this attached file, Mock Interview Assignment Fall 2020. Read it in detail, because what I'm doing right now in this video is just giving you a quick overview of what the mock interview assignment is. But full details are here, and I'll let you read those. And then you can contact me with any questions. All right, so I'm excited about week 3. Again, we have a textbook discussion board and podcast. And then rather than moving on with the next speech assignment, we're taking a week to look back on last week's speech and reflect on it through peer feedback and self-reflection. And then the other thing I'm throwing at you is the mock interview. I want to get you thinking about the mock interview and start thinking about when you want to schedule it for. I hope that you've had a great beginning of your semester, and reach out to me with any questions. Remember my virtual Zoom office hours / student hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 1. And you can drop in anytime. And if you would like, you can contact me ahead of time and schedule when you're going to drop in, or you can just drop in because I will be there on Zoom. You can find the link to my personal Zoom meeting room on Blackboard on the instructor information tab. And if my office hours don't work for your schedule, you can set up an appointment with me at any other time. And if you don't want to Zoom, you can always just email me, and that is a super easy way to get a hold of me as well. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a good week.